I want to hone in on one of the biggest issues that I've seen with school costs, which is the cost of increasingly mandatory ICT equipment for students. Something I was really pleased to see in the last government was the rollout of free school books. I think that made a big difference for a lot of families. However, the increasing frequency with which laptops and tablets are being made mandatory for students is seriously undermining that progress, and in many cases the cost of ICT equipment is ending up being more than the school books ever actually were. One parent was in touch with me recently and outlined how more than half of her back-to-school costs this year would go on a mandatory laptop, which would cost over €700. And parents have been told by the school that this laptop will only be used for 5 years, necessitating another expensive purpose for leaving cert year. So aside from the cost factor, there's the clear issue of creating additional waste through ICT, which can't be passed on to new students. And I think there's an expanding frontier of cost increases that the government hasn't really gotten to grips with. The Minister for Education needs to give clear and firm guidance around what is and isn't acceptable in terms of placing ICT cost demands on parents, and there needs to be serious investment in the grant scheme for ICT infrastructure with a view to ultimately making these devices free for families. This is only one issue that we need to address, of course, in terms of child poverty and school costs. There are many more. We need additional child benefit. We need to increase the back-to-school allowance to deal with rising uniform costs. And we need to boost funding for the school meals scheme to maximise quality and nutrition as well. Thank you.